Hello everyone, I'm here today at a tragic moment that has happened. I'm doing a little bit of different videoing here, but this video is about warning. Of course, sorry for all the traffic, the noise, but just trying to get some thoughts out on this. And when stuff like this really happens and really, so close to home, it's very sad to even, imagine this could have happened. Of course, you wouldn't even know it happened. It doesn't even look like, I can't even go about saying where this took place, but this is eastbound Route 2, and unfortunately a teenage boy has lost his life by going up and over that bridge, and it really shocks me that it was not on the news. I had to find out from the mother herself on Facebook. It was all over Facebook. I'm sure it's still there, but I give my deepest condolence to the family, friends, and yeah, I want to give a moment of silence right now. Even though that's tough to do with all the noise around me. But anyways, the first thing I thought of when this happened was not, oh, here's another teenage kid getting his license. He must have been speeding. I think speed is a factor in this. They're still investigating it. But the first thing that and what comes to my mind and what I think of what could have happened. I don't know if the police are even thinking about this, but I'm about to wonder, maybe, and this is just a thought, a theory, and an idea, because let me just say this before I get into what I think. And first off, I'd like to say I've been driving since I was 18 years old. I would have had my license sooner, but I messed up on that. But I am now 53 this year, September, and I can tell you that in the past, I don't know, maybe 10 years, 5 years, yeah, whatever. Maybe a little longer. I have never seen so much idiotic driving in my life. When I first got on the road, I did encounter some dum-dums, but I'll reassure you that it's not as bad as today. And I got a couple stories I can tell you right now. And and could have it happened? And of course, if it did happen this way with this kid, of course you're not gonna know about it, because there will not be no second party. But the other day, in this town, mind you, we're in Leominster, Mass. I was on Mechanic Street, not too far from this bridge. And I literally hear a fire truck in the distance. You cannot miss them damn horns. But guess what? This idiot did. This stupid mother effer did. And boy, I seen him driving. And mind you, he was an older gentleman. Now, I don't know if he was over my age, around my age. I mean, and this is the thing, with all the aggressive driving that I've been seeing, and all the aggressive driving you see on the road today, I'm sure people my age, right, are getting sick of it, blah, 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 blah. I know I'm sick of it, but I know I got experience in driving, and I can reassure you ain't gonna see a better driver than me. I don't care what anybody says. I've been in accidents, but I can tell you right now, every accident I've been in was another person's fault, not mine. And I can back that up. I don't cause accidents. I don't drive stupid. I do attend to, and I'll admit it, get a little need for speed. But I make sure that I'm in an area where there's nobody. Nobody. I wouldn't do it in an endangered place, endangering people's lives. I have done some stupid things, but you know what? It was never around the public. Never. But this idiot, as I'm pulling over with my directional on, because right these days you gotta do everything to be noticed in a vehicle. Not to say these idiots that turn their directional on, like, say 200-300 feet away from where they're turning. And when you're looking at them and there's a road that you're on and you think they're going to turn there and they don't. And it just happened to me again yesterday. 2 times, 3 times, you can't say how many times. But in the past week and a half, not even, I had 2 idiots turning on a road that I'm sitting on to turn out to go right. And I'm thinking, they're going to turn left. I pulled out on one of them, and he kept going. If you're going to put your directional on, you don't put it on 300-400 feet at another turn when you're going to turn at another. And that happened, mind you, at Market Basket in Leominster. Stupid idiot. I was coming out of the 110 Grill Road, turning right. He was coming in from the lights, driving up. I seen the directional on. He kept driving straight. I pulled out. What does he do? Honks his horn at me. Flips me off. Hey, you mother puss bucket. If I ever see the guy get out of his car and he ever confronts me, there's going to be some words, I can tell you that. Because I'll be telling him, hey, stupid. How about next time you don't turn your directional on, 400 or 500 feet from where you're turning, stupid. And then it happened again yesterday with a bus, a MART bus. I'll tell you, there's not too many bright people out there. I was taking a right turn. They were coming by, directional right on. I could have pulled out in front of them, but I waited. I noticed there's some people out there that wait, even when I'm turning with my directional on, and I make sure I get way to the right to make sure it looks like I'm turning right. Not stay in the middle of the frickin' road and just drive by the street. But a MART bus did it. Now, if I wanted to be a jerk, I gotta pull out in front of them and done my stuff, but smartness is the key. And I tell this to my kids. I've told it to lots of people now. And even a driving instructor that my son went to Leominster High told my son to thank me, because my son remembered the thing that I said to him that I don't even know if it's even in driving school yet. Do they even think of this? You need to think for other drivers. That's how bad the road is today. You need to think for other drivers. And this idiot with the fire truck, oh man, like I said, here I am pulling over, directional on. he's got the balls to blow his horn at me as the siren right now, as he's doing all this, is blasting off the fire truck. Of course, they see this idiot still driving, and they're blaring that horn. Guy ain't listening. He's paying attention to me. And I'm pulled over. The fire truck goes by. Then he pulls over. I'm sorry. I went up alongside of that guy, and I blasted my horn right at his door. And I flipped him off, and I whipped my car right in front of him. You know, that's ignorance. That's disrespect, and that's not how you drive on the road. You need to think for other drivers. You don't think of that driver. I mean, I get it. There are a lot of ignorant drivers. I'm sure this guy has probably come across a few himself. But when you see a car turning with a directional slowing down to stop, and you're tooting that damn horn at me, you better be prepared. I'm coming at you. Because that's the ignorant driving I'm talking about. Them are the people I'm talking about. Just like that guy, Mark Baskin. I went right up to his rear end and blasted my horn at him. Excuse me. And why? That's ignorance. You don't sit there and drive and pay attention and not to what's all around you. You just can't pay attention to one person. And you can definitely not drive with your directional on. And I've seen lots of people doing that, man, and I've done it numerous times. See a person coming along with a directional, and I'm trying to go right, and you're thinking they're going to turn left, but they're not. They keep going, and they sit there and yell at you like they got the balls to yell at you. Now, and I mean, that's what's out there. Then you got the people, all right, in this town, mind you. Yeah, that's right. In this town, that way you're doing the goddamn speed limit, especially down there on Water Street, North Main Street, where you got 2 lanes in some spots. And now people think this is a goddamn raceway, runway, whatever way. The speed limit over there is 35, right? I do 35. I get people that pass me doing 50. You know, it's not a friggin' highway, let alone John Fitch Highway. You do the speed limit, you got ignorant frickin' people that just zoom on by and, you know, think, oh, I can speed and I'm in a hurry. You know, and that's where this is getting to, where I'm leading to. Then you have your beginner drivers. Obviously, this kid got his license. You know what? Driving school cannot teach you, and it ain't in the books yet. I don't even think it's in the books. They need to stop putting into the books about aggressive drivers. Let alone the phrase, you need to think for other drivers. If you're coming up to a stop and you see a car coming out, you got to think, is it going to go this way, that way? You got to think, oh, is that person going to cross the street? You got to think, is that guy going to turn with the directional on? These days, right, you just can't go pulling out when someone has a directional on no more. Because the idiot don't know how to shut it off, or they're going to the next road and right. They just, ignorance. They shouldn't even be behind a wheel. I tell you, it's annoying, it's frustrating, and I know I'm getting tired of it, especially when I got people passing me. I've had it done hundreds of times, because I'm no hurry. There should be no hurrying on the road. If you want to get somewhere, that's right, you leave a half an hour early, you leave an hour early, if you know you're going to get stuck in traffic. You know, that's the thing to do. You got to think ahead of time. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to be there. I'm going to get there, and then about 15 minutes later, I'm not going to get there. Oh, blah, blah. So now you get all peed off, driving around erratically because you're trying to get, because you're going to be late. Whatever the case is, whatever the cause is, ridiculous. Let alone why are people racing like a raceway. You know what? There's too many people on the road today. Unlike my day, damn. When I first got my license, I could drive through Leominster and Fitchburg within 15 minutes. 15 minutes, I'd be through the whole town. I practiced through town driving. Yeah, 15 minutes. Now it's a friggin' go up to an hour because of the traffic. Keep on moving in. Keep on building. Keep on making them streets. And when you get ignorant jerks that drive erratically and stupidly, you know what? It's getting old. And one more thing before I get into this tragedy. There is a bastard, son of a bitch. Pardon my language, but sorry. I don't cover coat nothing. I'd call him a motherfucker. In Townsend, over by South Row Road, over by the road where you connect Lunenburg to Townsend, near Spalding Road at the lights where you start that road all the way into Lunenburg. 2 times. First time happened, I was in my pickup truck doing a DoorDash. And I'm going down that road because I got to go out off the Spalding Road or street. There's an order delivery on that street. And on my way through, I get this car out of nowhere. And I don't know who it is. But I stopped the second round. And they sped off. And they got pretty damn close to me when they took off too. But I'd like to know how they were thinking and looking when I pulled out of my car with my Michael Myers shirt. Here to crash the party. Yeah, that's right. And stared them down with eyes of death. Because of what they did twice. And the only reason why I got it done to me twice is because I had to get a new vehicle because the truck I own is running high on mileage and DoorDash does put a lot of mileage. And I don't need that thing breaking down because if you break down there, you know how it goes. You're shit out of luck because you ain't got an extra vehicle. But literally this guy is up my ass. It's nighttime. Tooting the horn, flashing their lights. It seemed like something out of a frickin' movie. You gotta think you're sitting there driving in a friggin' horror flick. Well, you know, I got my speed up. I was, you know, trying to get out of Dodge. I thought they wanted to pass or something, but after, you know, a few minutes of this, it got old. I slowed right down. Up until I got to the set of lights. And, you know, eventually they sped off, tooting the horn. Because I wasn't having it. They probably thought I was stopping that time. And, you know, they took off down another road. Now, the second time, I'm in a little Nissan Sentra. Here they are, hauling ass, back up on me. High beams flashing. This time, you know, I'm doing some kind of kooky stuff in the road. Nothing serious, nothing dangerous, but I'm letting them know that I'm not messing around. And I could tell it was the same car. Due to the fact that the high beams were hitting me, the only thing I got out of it was a white vehicle. Let alone, mind you, when I stopped and got out of the car to confront this jerk, and they sped off, another car come flying by me at that moment, and then they sped off, and that's why they took off. They chased another car. The car turned at the next road, and it was beeping, honking, flashing, and following them. And of course, like I said, with all the bright lights, when I got out, I couldn't see the name of the vehicle. I know it was white, but yeah, I couldn't even get a license plate number. So if anybody is driving, happen to drive out there at night, watch out for that jerk. Or yes, you can call the police. Me, I didn't call the police because I can handle myself. But, you know, then again, if I did call the police the first time, or if anybody ain't calling the police and just letting us get away with, you know, well, hopefully they crash into a tree. But I didn't call the police because I couldn't get a license plate and I couldn't get a make of the car. And it would be pretty tough to find a white car out there. Like I said, the high beam screwed up my eyes. And when I got out of the car, it was high beaming. And they were pretty smart on that, and to keep their, vehicle covered with high beams and you can't see. And that's the only reason why I didn't call. But anyways, the moral of the story is as how we get to this now. Could it be for the reason why this poor soul lost his life? Could it be that he was on that highway and someone just might have happened to started erratically driving up on him? Let alone someone could have been tailing him, speeding, and maybe he was in the fast lane here, just driving along, minding his business, and that person got around him and woof right in front of him and could have caused that accident. Or let alone you have that person like I had in Townsend chasing him. Ignorant people, stupid people do stupid things. You can't fix stupid. And if you got people behind the wheel of a vehicle, that is 100% right. A death barricade to your demise. Any way you look at it. Even with these new plastic tin cans, half plastic, half tin can we drive in today. I'm never gonna guarantee you that kid was in an old car. He'd be still alive, but these days, what a joke. But I mean, just to think of the fact that there's people out there that like to do this type of stuff. And I have been back on that road in Townsend, mind you, and at night, and lately I haven't seen that jerk. But I mean, the next time I do get a run-in with him, if I do, I will be calling the cops. Make known, but what could have really happened here? Like I said, when I heard this story, I wasn't thinking of, here's another kid getting his license. Don't know how to drive. I'm thinking of all the BS that's out here right now. Driving amongst us. And mind you, as you saw I don't know if you saw the little school bus. I got passed by one of them. And I believe it was Vanpool. That's right, folks. Doing the speed limit. And obviously them buses up there gotta all get their students because they're running late. I mean, I get it. Traffic's bad. But there it went. Whipped by me, cut in front of me. Whoo! And sped up. Yeah, one of them right there, a little school bus. Even today, how society is growing. I'm going to just imagine how many people are out there with a non-stable mind. Unstable mind. Deranged mind. And when they get behind these wheels of these vehicles, boy, I'll tell you, it is a scary thought. Like I said, I got one of my third son will be getting an appointment to do his driver's test. And he's already picked out a car. We have it ready, just waiting for him to get his license. To insure it. He went through the driving school and everything. You see that? I don't know how that went, but that guy just pulled out right in front of that car. Right there, just pulled over there on the side of the road and just decides to pull out, not wait. Perfect example of what we have on this road. People cannot wait. And once my son gets on the road, it's going to be the same thing. Let alone my second oldest son has his license. My oldest son has his license, but You know, when they go out, it's always, yeah, right. Will they be home? In these days, man, oh my God. Like I said, been on the road, people, since I was 18. I did drive beforehand. Not to brag, but me and my buddies, kind of back in my day, doing the stupid stuff of going on car lots and taking cars. Imagine there was one car lot that was stupid and left the keys in it, but learned how to drive. But I don't recommend nobody doing that. Especially these days. Because you know what? The people out here are not right. The people that are why they're doing this, what they're thinking. It's just disturbing to even think that they're on the road. Oh man. I just can't imagine, and I could just sit here and just see that poor kid and the tragedy that took his life. No, it's sad, man. It's very sad, very heartbreaking. And because we have a society of road rage, let alone ignorant assholes on the street. I mean, oh man, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. I cannot stand the people that think they own the friggin' road. I had someone also. I was up at Target, but I was coming out, heading down towards Olive Garden, and right there where Kohl's is in the last entrance to come out of the Kohl's parking lot, there was a woman in a car waiting to pull out at a stop sign. And I was doing a DoorDash, and I was just, I could have let her out, but I wasn't letting her out because there was cars coming up the hill, let alone, and she was coming out to take a left turn. So there's cars coming up the hill. I'm going to sit there and let her out. She's got a long wait, whatever. But she was impatient. Very impatient. And as I got past her and just got, I didn't have time to stop either. I mean, there was a whole line of cars behind me. If I would have stopped at this point, I could have probably even got rear-ended because there was more ignorant people behind me. It was all that type of situation. You think about it. You got to think for other drivers. And when you see people coming up on you, people zipping by on the left side, and you don't want someone like that to come whipping out or whatnot, and something just tragically happened. Sometimes you do gotta wait. But what does this bitch do? Literally pulls out right up close to my car, right to the front bumper, and was blowing her horn as she was doing this. Now oh my God, whipped my car to the left a little bit, and then I whipped it right back to the right, blew my horn, and what's your hurry? What are you doing? What are you thinking? Beeping at me when you have a stop sign. You need to go when it is safe to go. It's in your book. It's in your manual. Even at a yield sign. People don't even yield no more on the highway. It's another thing to think about of what really happened up here when you got the highway. And nobody yields no more. They just come barreling out on you. You can be doing the speed limit, but they just come barreling right out. It's like a free-for-all frenzy. Doesn't, oh, no, I don't gotta stop. Just punch it and get right out there. And when you got one of these suckers in front of you, right there, yeah, that's right, driving, coming up on the yield sign, yeah, try stopping that immediately, right? Cops don't patrol the highway too much, which I think they should start doing more of, the state troopers. Not just speeding. You can't just be they got a patrol now for idiot drivers, especially on the highway. There's a lot of them I have, man, that have blown by me and just turn right in front of me at the last minute. It's sickening. And the way this world gets, in the way, right, it keeps growing, the more ignorant people are going to have on the road, because they're going to get frustrated and they're going to start doing more stupid things. But these are my thoughts, theories, ideas. Like I said, could that have happened to this poor soul? We'll never know. And like I said in the beginning, you wouldn't know if someone did that to him, because, right, scumbag would just drive off. So if that is the case, oh, I hope that burns in your soul if you ever catch this video. I hope one day, if that did happen, and if that poor soul right there lost his life because of some ignorant driver, I hope that happens to you. I wish it. If that is what did happen, and of course they can't investigate something like that, because a scumbag would just keep driving. I hope it happens to you, if that is what happened. Other than that, I think they're still investigating this. Once again, I want to share my deepest condolences to the family, friends of this poor kid. Can't imagine losing someone like that. I'm sorry I had to show this video, but it's got to be encrypted in other people's minds too, because if you're out there on that highway driving stupid, well, there they need to see the real truth in what could really happen if you're just, in a hurry, in a rush, or because you think you got the need for speed, that you can go up on somebody or whip in front of somebody and think you can just own the road. Well, guess what? One day you're going to meet your match. One day you're going to meet your dark fate. All I got to say is, people that are stupid with their cars, slow the fuck down. Take a little piece of insurance and think of what you're doing. What's this guy doing? He says this guy's driving slow. But take a little accountability of what you're doing, think of what you're doing, and knock it off. There's too many people on these roads that you need to drive like an idiot. Really. Reinsure yourself that you're not the king of the road. Oh man. Can't say enough on this. no words can really be described. Because, yeah, this is just a true tragedy. So until that next video, people, be safe, take care. And remember these key words. Think for other drivers. It could honestly save your life to think for them idiots. Stupid fools. If they want to be in a rush, let them be in a rush. Hopefully one day they all meet their demise. That's right. Crash and burn. 'Cause you're unsafe. Take care, everybody. Make sure you all give this person a nice moment of silence. Keep the prayers going to the family. I know nothing's gonna mourn their heart, but stay strong, people. Out.